Man, what up, world? What up, family? It's your boy Matt with Stay Ready Boxing TV with another episode of Trill Talk, No Pillow Talk. Man, you know I got my brother Town Business in the building, Town Business Sports and Entertainment, and I got the president of the Houston chapter of NAAGA, National African American Gun Association, with us today. If y'all got questions, feel free to ask. Y'all know how the show go, but like I said, the more information I can bring to you guys, the more information I'm gonna give you. It access to information is crucial right now. So as much information as I can give to anybody is needed. I'm gonna give it to you. If I don't know, I know somebody that do know. So what's up with it, Brandon?
Hey, how's it going, man? Happy to join. I mean, to all those who are listening and watching right now, it's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, sir. Time business. What's going down, bro?
Nothing much, man. Just trying to give some information and get some information at the same time.
Already. What's up? Came the Wind is in the building. DB is in the building. Shaquita Dowell is in the building. Mr. Tiptoe, DB, and oh shit. Appreciate y'all for coming through, checking us out. Y'all first in the building. Y'all make sure y'all smash that like button. I see you, Mark Wonderlit. That's my white brother. He said he white, but not Picklewood white. Salute to you, my brother. Yeah, that's my dude right there. Oh man. But man, I just wanted to. How long has the Nagas been right here in Houston?
I mean, we've been in Houston. I mean, I've had my chapter since 2017, and there was a chapter before that. I would say you've had a National African American Gun Association in Houston for at least 5 years. If not, I'll say right around the time that the organization was founded, you had a chapter here almost instantly.
I really got to come talk to you because I really want to be a part of it. Like that's something I personally want to be a part of myself, and that's a great organization to be a part of. We need more people. We need to come together in groups like that. Period. Things we can
Yeah,
teach each other.
that's really about it. It's really about communication, teaching each other, and having those type of relationships that you can't have anywhere else.
Yeah. And shout out to G5 gave me that super chat. Salute Mac, Sound Business, Brandon in the chat, fam. Man, salute to you, G5 gave. Appreciate that channel donation. Man, shout out to Corner Girl 66, to Lee Cunningham, KP from KC. Man, appreciate Mr. Tiptoe, everybody that coming through, man. More people are coming in the building. Um, since you done started this chapter, what have you learned differently being a part of a gun club, especially something like this as being with the All Black?
I mean, what I've learned is that I've learned, and I'm outside, so I'm gonna get up here so I can stretch for a second. What I've learned is that there's a lot of people here who want to know about firearms, but they don't know how to ask the question. I mean, you got some people that they feel like if I ask a question, it's a dumb question. Do I really know what I'm doing? Do I really know how? When it comes to your law, when it comes to your rights, do you really know your rights? And believe it or not, a lot of African American men and women don't really have a good grasp on what their rights are when it comes to the Second Amendment.
We don't.
They really don't know.
And see, that's kind of why Town reached out to me because I had already been doing the interviews and the gun talks and things like that. Like California laws are so strict. Like in some cases, they do impede on your Second Amendment rights, and it's like it's got to be a way that we can kind of combat with that, especially if we have to get lobbyist groups or even work with something like a lawyer to do some kind of civil suit.
Well, I think the hard thing about when it comes to California and being able to get the right to get more relaxed rights when it comes to firearms, it's gonna come down to who you vote for, who your elected officials are, what's their platform. Because a lot of times those laws are passed by people who you did not vote for. So somebody voted for them, you didn't vote for them. Then they get together and they may pass a bill or law that says you can't have no more than an 8-round magazine. You know, a certain type of gun cannot be brought into the state, or you can't possess it. And that a lot of times that's because those officials have been pressured to make decisions that it impedes on your Second Amendment right, but it only impedes because you allow those officials to get into the position of power in the first place. You know, I tell everybody, you know, regardless of if you love guns, if you hate guns, if you know about guns, know who is making decisions for you in your state. Know who is saying that, look, I'm speaking for so and so. Because you'd be surprised how many people don't realize that the reason why they don't have what they have is because an elected official right next door, not Donald Trump, not Mike Pence, but the Senate, the House, and your local leaders.
A lot of times when it comes to guns, it's the liberals.
Say it again. It comes to guns is what?
It's liberal views that kind of hurt us, ain't it?
I think it's a lot of. I think the liberal view of firearms and the whole they want to ban guns and we don't need guns. That comes from that's an extreme reaction to something. That's where a problem lies. And you got to forgive me. Somebody's driving an ice cream truck around here.
I mean,
I don't know why. Yeah, it's like echoing.
That's all good. I can hear you clearly.
Okay, but a lot of times you have these ideas that if we get rid of guns or get rid of assault rifles, then these acts of violence won't happen, and that's not true. Unfortunately, if someone wants to kill someone or kill several people, they're going to find a way to do it one way or the other.
Yeah.
And it's not about, well, if they had an AR-15, if they had a high capacity handgun, it comes down to whatever they can get their hands on, though, to allow them to cause the mayhem, it's going to happen. And I understand people say, hey, I don't like guns, I don't want guns. And that's your right to not want a gun you don't have to like guns. But I do think you need to understand that guns are not the cause of violence, and guns are not the causes of a lot of things that you see. It's poor firearm education. It's a poor understanding of your rights, and it's a lot of situations where you have a gun on you, and maybe you shouldn't have a gun on you in every situation.
Yeah, you're right. Town, you got any questions for him?
Well, the question I want to know is, you pretty much answered a lot of the stuff that I was wondering. The problem that we have in California is just that a lot of us feel that these gun laws that are so extremely strict in California they're pretty much racist. They're racist. They're sexist. They are clearly in violation of Second Amendment rights. Can you hear me?
You can't hear him?
Can't hear him. I can hear you now, but I couldn't hear him.
Okay, hold on, Town.
Okay.
Let me okay. All right, say something now, Town. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
There you go.
I can hear you now.
We can hear you now.
Okay. I wanted to make a comment, and then I wanted to ask a question. Well, like I said, the problem that we have out here in California, I think a lot of these politicians, and most of them are Democrats, I think what you've had in California is gun laws that have been taken away from us that were institutioned 50 years ago due to the Black Panther Party. And basically, it started when California was an open carry state. But when police brutality was going on deep in Oakland, California, the Black Panthers was formed. And California was once an open carry state. But then Governor Ronald Reagan at the time, when the Black Panthers were walking down the street with guns, it became a problem. But it was okay for anybody that wasn't Black, and particularly, Caucasian people, to have guns, and they could carry them out in the open. It was cool. But as soon as the Black Panthers put guns in their hands, and they were marching up and down the streets of Oakland, and then they stood in front of the Capitol building in Sacramento. Then all of a sudden, the gun rights were taken away. And over a 50-year period, the Democrats have controlled California. They have banned pretty much every type of gun that you could think of that's semi-automatic. You cannot have AKs out here. You cannot have Tech 9s. You cannot have the Calco 9mm. Any gun and you can only have a gun that shoot no less than 12 rounds, and that's including one in the magazine. Basically, these guys have just clearly have violated people's civil rights in California. It comes down to people playing God. And I feel like this Second Amendment rights should be, Second Amendment rights, what I'm calling for, need to be some kind of gun control. Excuse me. What I'm trying to say is it's time for us to reevaluate these gun laws in California, because like I said before, it's very strict out here. You cannot carry a gun in your car unless the gun is separated from the clip. You have to keep the clip either in the trunk. It cannot be loaded. So basically, if somebody starts shooting at you, you have to try to grab the gun and try to get out the car and open up the trunk and try to load the gun and try to cock it, while somebody could have some type of automatic weapon and they shooting at you. At the end of the day, you banning all these guns. A person that's trying to go shoot somebody, I don't think they worried about the gun laws of California, because at the end of the day, they trying to cause harm to you. And what I'm saying is California needs some kind of gun reform, because like I said before, they have crippled us. They have put us in a position, the law-abiding citizens of California, where we can't defend ourselves. But at the same time, it's funny that the Contras put all these illegal guns in our community alongside the drugs, but they wasn't trying to stop that. As long as we was using the illegal guns to take each other out, it was all good. But as far as us obtaining legal guns, that's where the problem lies. They put obstacle after obstacle in the way. You have to take testing. You have to take like 2 forms of testing. And then now they passed a law about a year ago. You have to register your ammo. You have to run a background check to buy ammo. I mean, if this isn't an invasion of privacy, I don't know what is. And I'm trying to figure out what steps can we take to get gun reform, because gun reform is necessary in California because we are crippled. And I've noticed everywhere where they think it's a large black population, there's no gun shops in Oakland. Every gun shop that was in Oakland got closed. Any gun shop that's near what you would call a predominantly black city, or where there's a whole bunch of minorities, they've taken the gun shops out. And I don't think that's a coincidence.
Act Reacher just said in New York too. Salute, Act. So, you there, Brandon? You on me?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm just kind of processing everything he was saying. I know I've heard about the gun restrictions when it comes to California and New York. And I think a lot of it is overreaching, and that's where you have to really get with the elected officials and maybe I can't have a 30-round magazine, but I should be able to have more than a 10-round magazine. Maybe you want. I mean, I don't know the complete laws for California and New York, but I'm assuming based on what you're saying, concealed carry is something that's not common. And those are the type. I'm sorry.
You can't. It's almost next to impossible to get a carry and concealed license. It's just not even celebrities can get concealed license. It's just very difficult to get any leeway out here, and that's what I'm saying. It's to the point now to where I think lawsuits and lawyers need to be involved, because we need to challenge these officials in California, because like I said, it's pretty much been the Democrats. I don't want to get political but I do have to call it how I see it. It has been mostly the Democrats that's supposed to be for the black community. Therefore, the black community, as long as we don't have gun ownership, or they want to limit what type of guns we can buy. You know, like I said, what's going on out here, I call them, like I said, playing God, or playing the overseer, or playing mommy knows best. Dianne Feinstein is been an advocate of keeping any type of assault rifles banned from California. And like I said, they control everything. And I just think that it's just absurd that you can't own a certain type of gun, or they put you through the ringer to get a gun. And that's what I think is the problem. At the end of the day, you go through so much to try to get a gun legally to the point like they want to know every move. And I feel like there are certain things that is clearly an invasion of privacy. Why do you care what type of ammo am I buying? Why do you care about me buying 223 shells or multiple boxes of 9mm shells or multiple boxes of 45? Why do you care? And last time I checked, California is not what you would call a terrorist capital, because they love to put smoke screens to say, well, at the end of the day, it's gangs out here. Well, it's gangs everywhere. Why ain't this happening in Florida? Why isn't this happening in Texas? But it's always been California. And like I said before, I think race is playing a pivotal role in gun control laws out here. Because like I said before, I don't know no other state where they make you do a background check to buy ammo. And like I said before, like you said, if you don't want to own a gun, that's fine. If you don't want to own a gun, nobody's forcing you to buy a gun. But at the same time, if I want to buy a gun and buy certain type of guns, that should be my God-given right. The Second Amendment says you had a right to bear arms, not particular arms or certain type of arms. You have the right to bear arms. But in California, they are trying to tell us what type of arms to bear and what type of ammo to bear, and they want to keep track of everything. And I find that very strange. And like I said, this has been going on for the last 50 years, and nobody has challenged this. And due to the fact what's going on, we need, as black people, need to find means to protect ourselves from whoever. And basically, they're not allowing us a chance, a fair opportunity to protect ourselves. Where else were you not allowed to keep a loaded gun in your car where you have to have the clip separated from the gun? I just don't understand that. That makes no kind of sense whatsoever.
Well, I can tell you, it used to be like that in Texas. It did used to be like that in Texas at one point. That was a little while back. That was before they updated the council doctrine and letting your car be an extension of your home. Like that. So you do have, it's a lot of states that's actually like that, to where you got to have your gun separated. With your clips.
Yeah.
That's
and
not,
your gun can't be right next to you and everything. Like in Texas, if you have a concealed carry license, you're able to carry that gun on your person, in your trunk, in your glove box, pretty freely. But that is something that became bills that were passed. That wasn't just something that just happened. And I think for California, you guys have to be a bit more aggressive to say, hey, we want to be able to have less restrictive rights and less invasion. Like me, I don't see a need to do background checks for ammo. I don't know if ammo it's ammo.
Yeah. If I go to the gun range, guess what? I'm buying ammo. So I got to do a
So
do y'all have to do a background check to go to the gun range? You hear me, Tom?
Wait, can you repeat that?
I said, do y'all have to do a background check just to go to the gun range?
We don't have to take any what you would call shooting tests. What it is, they give you a book. It have like about 50 pages. It's basically a common sense test. You have to take that. So if at first that was only for handguns, but then they made it for all type of guns, even like pistol grip shotguns and semi-automatics, which they banned because, like I said, the only semi you can have out here basically is like maybe a 22 that hold like maybe the clip can hold up to 32 rounds, but they have a screw in it to where it only can hold 10. So it's just certain type of guns out here that, just like I said, the stuff that you guys have like in Georgia and in Texas and Missouri and places like that, they're banned. You can't have them. You cannot have an AK-47. You cannot have a Bushmaster. You get caught with any one of those type of guns, you're going to do serious time. You cannot have an AR-13. You can't have an extended clip.
Even with at all, like you can't be it's not like something you have to have a license for. You cannot possess an AR-15, an AK-47.
Yeah,
you just can, or a high capacity magazine. Like it's not a.
Absolutely not.
Well, I do remember.
I will say this to add on to that. It's a few. You can't have an AR-15 in Florida. You can't have a semi-automatic rifle in Connecticut. If you get caught with one, you will have to register yourself like a sex offender in Connecticut. If you get caught with one of those, you have to literally register yourself every year that you are what is it called? I forgot what it's called, but you're an offender, like fuck. It's right on the tip of my tongue. Like I know it and can't even think of it right now. But yeah, if you get caught with that type of artillery, you will have to register yourself and you will go to the penitentiary with a felony in the state of Connecticut.
Yeah.
So you do understand, like for the most part, even in New York, I think New York actually got stricter gun laws than California. Y'all just got a couple of crazy different laws, but in New York, it's almost you gotta give them a couple of fingers and toes with a liver or two just to even get a gun.
Yeah, you gotta have a permit in New York.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't even buy a gun.
Yeah, so I think, and those are the things I think they're based on different things. Race, fear. Those are things that are based on a lot of things that the state did on their level. But I think it's something that it will change if the people say, look, we want to be able to have the right to do such and such. Like in Texas, I was at the shooting range last week and a guy was firing an AR, just like that, just firing an AR. It wasn't so much of a register or anything. And I would assume in California, there is no ARs at the shooting range. But those are things that that's why I said on that local, state level, you got to pay attention to what's going on and talk to those people for change. Because a lot of people, and I'm not saying this is what you're saying, but a lot of people think that when it comes to their rights being suppressed, it's coming from Congress, it's coming from the Senate, it's coming from Trump. And a lot of times those things are coming that are blocking you from owning certain types of firearms. It's from someone who runs every couple of years and who keeps saying, yeah, let's keep banning guns, and no one ever tries to vote them out. So that's why I say it's always important. Your right to vote to me is the most important right you have, next to your right to own a firearm and your freedom of speech. And when it does come to what it is you want, you have to make it happen a lot of times, unfortunately. As Black people, we are feared when we start to do things that's not expected. And like here in Houston, we have so many people who are getting a concealed carry license. And I've never seen so many people own a firearm, own ammo, on their license, that people take notice to that. But that is something that you have the right to do. And it's not because of anything that's happening when it comes to the police and African Americans. You have the right to do it without having that as motivation. And that's the thing that we got to remember.
Yeah, another thing is y'all got to do understand that it's a difference between policies and it's a difference between law. It is your law. It is your right as a law-abiding citizen to have a gun. You got to understand the difference between the two. That way, you can go about learn the laws of your state. That's one of the most important things is learning the actual laws, what it says read that verbiage, understand that verbiage. That way you can go about it doing the proper ways and go through the proper channels so you can make sure that you are doing it the right way and don't get yourself caught up in the long run. And like he was saying about voting, these people that we have in office now, it's time to get rid of all these old people out of office. I'm just point blank. Me and my mom had this conversation earlier, and my mom was talking about, well, you need somebody in there with experience. I said, well, these people didn't have experience before they got in office. So, somebody got to learn it. It's really knowing the laws, knowing the Constitution, and able to abide by that Constitution and knowing what's right and what's wrong. So we need to start voting a lot of them out. So when people say they don't want to vote, that bothers me because voting local and state is more important than voting federal, because federal is just the overseer of this country. When you vote local and when you vote state, that right there is what's going to affect your everyday living. That is going to affect that's going to affect your pocket. That's going to affect your way of life, your well being. That's going to affect everything, even little small laws like a traffic light. When they put up those traffic light cameras and things like that, those things are all because of the stuff that you vote on locally and in your state. So it's really important that we actually get out and vote and pay attention to what they have on the ballot, because sometimes they have laws and bills on that ballot that you can vote on. And just like you're saying that you want some of those laws changed, well, I think a start is starting a lobbyist group. It don't take much to start a lobby group. It's the people that you get involved in the lobby and to start pushing for certain bills and getting those petitions signed and pushing for that law or getting some policies changed. So you want to start there with those lobbyist groups and getting those started. Shout out to D Bevel, the champion at Super Chat. Appreciate you with the channel donation. But yeah, getting those lobbyist group. You can also talk to some lawyers that can actually help you get to start those lobby groups. Because a lot of times when certain bills get passed that we don't know about, that we find out years later, those lobby groups that went in there and talked to somebody in Congress. Congress then drafted up the law or the bill, and then they got it pushed in through their state. So your state representative makes a major difference.
I mean, he's 100% right. You got to know what's going on. When it comes to a lot of things that are happening with what you're facing in California, that's not because of anything federal. That is the state that did that. And those are the things that you want to pay attention to, because they will pass a law and you'll be like, wait a minute, when did this go into effect? I didn't know this. So someone told me that now I can't do this or now I can do this. So you have to pay attention, because I think for so long we have focused so much on who the president is that we've ignored who the mayor, who the governor, who these other
the city council.
But yeah, these other positions that directly affect you. Like I know people right now, they know, okay, I got my stimulus check, I might give you another stimulus check, but they don't realize that right now your local congressman is probably talking about implementing something that is going to have a hard effect on you. Don't fall for the okie doke. Keep your eyes open and know what's going on, because as an American citizen, it is your right.
Yes, definitely, it is. I've been a proponent of everybody. Like the sister here says, she's shopping for a revolver right now. I'm a big proponent of everybody. I mean, literally everybody exercising your constitutional right. And if you got a felon, that's not an excuse. And I'm gonna tell you why. You can look up your state laws, and I know in Texas, if you are a felon, you still able to get a shotgun or a bolt action rifle. That is still something that you can use for home protection or to protect yourself. It's little small details in law that you need to watch and pay attention to.
Yeah. Like if at 5 years after you come off parole, you can own like I said, a shotgun or rifle for home defense. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. But that's something that
Yeah, because
I tell my cousins all the time.
no,
He done got married and he using his wife to get all of them. I'm like, man, forget that. You need to understand you can do this. Go read up on your laws. Go talk to somebody. If you go into a store right now to get a shotgun, you can get it. You can go into Walmart, get it. They're not gonna stop you. You can say you're hunting. There's so many.
yeah, I actually know a guy who did that. I know a guy that he's not a U.S. citizen. He actually came here on a work visa, and whatever visa he's on, he's not supposed to own a firearm. But he was able to buy a firearm because he said he was going to go hunting. And he bought a shotgun. And because he bought the shotgun, he then applied for a license to carry, got it, and now he's able to just go in and buy any gun he wants because they don't do background checks. They look at his concealed carry license, and there you go.
Yeah.
It's not illegal what he's doing, but he knows the laws.
Yeah. Once you get that concealed license, a lot of time they don't do background checks because you got that license. You done did everything that they feel that you are coherent enough. You done did your background checks and all the right paperwork, so they don't ask you anything else. But also,
Okay, see,
go ahead.
okay, let's see. Like I said, the thing is with California, like I said, the dialogue that they have here, like I said, they're very slick. And I'm looking, cause see, here's what happened with me. Now they say I don't have no current cases. I had all my criminal records expunged. But then when I look and say, can I go buy a firearm with expungement? They say see, what happened to me is, I mean, I'll just say it. It isn't a big deal because it is what they made it out to be. They say it is I had a issue with violence, with my ex-wife. No, I didn't hit her. She pushed me. It was a light shove match. I pushed her back, but I got arrested. I didn't hit her, but they still consider that domestic violence. So what happened was I did my little classes. I did my classes. I finished. I got it expunged. But then they say I cannot buy a firearm for 10 years. And that happened in 2000. It happened like in 2011. So they saying basically I can't buy anything till like 2000, try to buy anything legally and till 2011. But here's the funny part. I could go to Philadelphia. I could go buy something in Pennsylvania, or I could buy something in Nevada if I have a Nevada ID. But I'm not supposed to bring those weapons back to California. And see, that's the problem. I could buy a weapon in Pennsylvania with a California ID, but once again, it's traveling, trying to bring that shit home. And if it's been
I can't. Okay, so check this out. This is something a lot of people don't know. Oh, well, then he disappeared again. I'm gonna wait till he come back because I do want him to understand that too. What he say? 2021. There you go. All right, Tom. So check this out.
I'm back. I'm back.
Right. So check this out.
That's what I need help with.
Hey, check this out. Did you know? And this is actually a federal law. You can actually fly with a gun on a plane. But here's the thing. It's got to be in a lockbox with 2 locks on it. Literally, it has to be in the box with 2 locks, and it has to be in your bag, and your bag has to be locked, and it has to be under the plane. That is something that
Wait, could you say that again?
You can travel with a gun on a plane if it's in a box that's locked. It's also your bag has to be locked. And it got to go under the plane.
And here's the thing I would add to that. When you were talking about your situation and you're not being able to buy a firearm or possess a firearm for 10 years, that's something that is obviously a state thing. And what you got to be mindful of is a lot of times they will make this deal with you where they'll say, well, look, we will reduce charges, we will do such and such if you agree to these terms. Be mindful of what you are agreeing to, because a lot of people have signed away their rights, not understanding what they're really signing away. You have the right. It's a constitutional right. It's a Second Amendment, not a state right, not a county right. You have a right as a U.S. citizen to buy, to purchase, to possess firearms, the right to bear arms. And what you got to make sure is you don't let anybody who is trying to, quote unquote, play you, to take that right from you. Because there's a lot of brothers and sisters that I know that they get arrested when they're young. They're facing some jail time. The court say, look, take the felony conviction, blah, blah, blah. You can go home, but now you have felony conviction. So now you can't vote or own a firearm. And you may be 22, 23, and you won't ever get a chance to vote. And you are going to have difficulty when it comes to actually possessing a firearm, going to the shooting range, protecting your family. Okay, you gotta be very mindful of the fact that your Second Amendment right is a right, and your local politicians need to hear your concerns. Right? And that's really it. The reason why we have the rights we have here in Texas is because people said, "Look, I want this right." They complained enough, and they got that right.
Yeah,
that's it. That's really it.
Enough people complaining of. And one thing here is the NRA is strong here. The NRA is strong as hell. The NRA is so strong that if you put an NRA bumper sticker on the back of your car, you got a good chance of getting away from tickets and things like that, and I'm not even pulling you over.
Yeah.
Like
yes.
Their presence is
okay.
real.
So I wanted. Could you repeat that again, because it was the signal was going out. Like in my case, as far as like, could you repeat the part where you said if I went somewhere else, like if I went to Pennsylvania and bought something, because I can buy something in Pennsylvania. I wanted to know the process. Could you repeat the process of bringing it back home to Cali?
Yeah, it's basically if you got to have a lock on your bag and you got to have a box with the gun on it that's locked. It's got to be locked with a lock on it. And your bag, your suitcase got to be able to be locked, and it's got to be locked and able to go up under the plane. That's the only way.
So I have to lock the gun, and I have to lock the suitcase.
Yes, both.
Okay, so I just bring it in the suitcase with it locked. And do I have to show my paperwork or?
Yeah, I have it, but I'm not gonna say you don't. You never know when if they stop you or something like that. I say just keep it on you.
So let me ask you this. Okay. Well, so can I challenge what's going on in California right now as we speak? Can I say, well, look, my record is expunged and I should have the right to be able to buy this firearm. My record is expunged. It's clean.
That's not a question for me. That's really a question for the state itself, or somebody or even like I told you over the phone. I'm gonna get in touch with the NAAGA president in Cali, so he can give you that information as well. I'm gonna try to get him on, as a matter of fact. But I really want to get you that information, as much information as possible, and anything that you need to know. You also should go talk to any lawyer. You can get firearm insurance, right? And it's cheap.
Insurance?
Yes. If you ever have to use your firearm, it's insurance for that. That way,
see, that's what I want to do. I want to do the background work I want to like I said, my thing is I just feel like some of these laws in California need to be just overturned. You know, I want to go in front of Gavin Newsom, California's governor, and see is there something that we can do to, like I said, have gun reform out here? Because, like I said, I feel California should become an open carry state again. You know, I really do.
And there's ways to go around it. And I mean, I ain't gonna say go around it. There's ways to go about that. The best way, like I told you, the best way is to get that lobbyist group started. That's the best way.
Okay.
Get a lobby group started. Get some petitions signed. Get those signatures. Those signatures mean a lot when it comes to bills and when it comes to when it comes to any type of bill, when it comes to any type of
laws in this country, that you have to make sure that you do it the right way. And lobbying is one of the best ways to get those things because of the fact that it kind of creates this, I don't want to say a vacuum, but it almost kind of creates a vacuum for politicians to have to make a decision. If that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's not about the governor. It's about having your voice heard, having the political action, which is lobbying, political action committees, kind of maybe a mixture of things. And if you do it right, it will happen.
Yeah. So things like that can happen. It's all about going through the proper channels. Period. Like I said, the best thing is get you a lawyer. Go about talking to those lawyers. That way, they can talk to you. They can tell you the right channels and the right precursors to go through to get all that information together. That way, you can go about doing that and to start to change policies. And when you start those lobbyist group and those petitions, they start putting pressure on those on your state representatives. They put pressure on them.
Okay. That's what I needed. That's what I needed to know, because that's the direction that I want to go. It start with the petitions, and then I got a lawyer lined up. He specialized in getting people's rights to own firearms back. He out of LA. So I was in the process of that. So that's like the next step. I want to get the signatures. Then at the end of the day, I want to try to raise the money to get these lawyers in place. And then at the end of the day, the next step is do like a demonstration, go to the Capitol in Sacramento, have like a demonstration, have a march, because I know if I'm really serious about this and I push this line, I'm gonna get followers. You know, I got a popular YouTube channel, so I feel like the more I put this message out, the more people that I can get to follow me, because at the end of the day, I feel like we need to have the rights to protect ourselves. And I feel like California for 50 years have got away for clearly violating people's Second Amendment rights.
Yeah.
Well, I think the one thing you want to do is, there's probably, I mean, I could only guess how many millions of people there are in California who feel the same way that you feel.
26.
So the one thing I would tell you to do is don't say anything like our right to protect ourselves, because they'll say, well, we're not stopping your right to protect ourselves, but we're not making it easy for you to have certain things when it comes to your firearm. So that's the reason why you were saying about the lobbying, because you want to say, look, the lobbyists would say, look, we should have the right to have 30-round magazines, AR, AKs. That's the right we should have, and we're pushing that initiative, because you want to be unfortunately, when it comes to politics, you have to be specific on what it is you want. Because if you say, hey, I'm hungry, they'll give you bread when really you want a hamburger.
Yeah.
So be real particular in that. Because if you're not, they'll say, oh, well, I gave you bread. Okay, but I wanted a hamburger. If you look at things now, with the racial climate, you hear so many people, they're like, oh, well, we care about Black Lives Matter, and we care about this. And it's like, well, I'm happy you care about this now, but I still want justice.
Yeah.
So you don't get sidetracked by
Are you there?
Yeah, I hear everything. I'm soaking. I'm writing all this down
Yeah,
because basically he verified what I needed to do.
yeah. You was breaking up. Some. Brandon, you hear me?
Yeah, I was breaking
Okay.
up.
Yeah, you was breaking up.
Ah, that sucks. I said something really smart, but
Well, repeat it.
Yeah.
dude, I can't repeat it now because I mean it was really. I mean it's over with now, but basically, have your rights, know what you want to ask for. Don't get sidetracked by the. I kind of saying like if you're hungry or you want a hamburger, don't say you're hungry. Say, hey, I want a hamburger because I can guarantee you now, if you go and say we want to have less restrictive gun rights, they'll say, oh, okay, you know what? You can have a 20-round magazine. And then you'll be like, that's not what I want. And they'll say, well, it's less restrictive. In your state, you're going to have to be really detailed on what it is you want and be in it for the long run to get those rights. Because from where you describe it, it's going to be hard for you to even. I mean, I don't even know. I don't want to even ask about hollow points in California.
Illegal.
Really?
Extremely illegal.
You know what's the crazy thing?
And
Are you serious? Wow.
Hollow points aren't as
you can have them, but you can't have them. It's one of those. It's a loop. It's a loophole thing. Just like extended clips for like handguns are illegal. Like you know how you can have like extended clip. They're extremely illegal. I know that to be a fact. And then they also like it's just a lot of things that's just weird out here. I don't know if you guys know they have this thing out here in Cali. I wanted to get your thoughts on this. They have also a law in California called extreme violence law. Now, basically what happens is if a guy comes in my house, if he's not armed and I'm armed and I shoot at him and do something to him, I could go to jail. If he comes in my house, yeah, they call it extreme. This is what I've been telling you guys. They call it extreme violence. If a guy comes in my house and he doesn't have a weapon, but I have a weapon and I do something to him, I could get in trouble.
But you don't. How do you know he got a weapon? He done broken. Man, look.
Well, hey man, this is what I'm trying. This is why I'm talking to you guys. Stay ready because I'm trying to figure out. That doesn't make. This is what I'm saying. They call it extreme violence. Basically, they want me to ask this dude, do he have a weapon?
I'm not asking nobody nothing.
Well, see, what that is like you said, that's a law that was passed, which means someone suggested it, seconded it, made motions for it, and it passed. And I can guarantee you, if it was something that was it didn't go to the community. It probably was something that was passed by the politicians themselves.
Yeah.
And that's why I say you gotta stay aware.
Yeah, of what's going on, because things like that can actually, if you get here's the thing: if you get enough signatures on a petition and complain enough, yeah, they can put that bill on a ballot and have it taken away. People vote against it. That's why our vote is so important. It's not just here when you go vote. I need everybody to understand this. I need everybody in the chat. Anthony Bolden, underrated darkness. Rob Schwartzman, Lee Hustler. I want all y'all to understand this. When you go out to vote, you're not just voting on politicians. It's bills on those ballots that you need to pay attention to and read. Because a lot of those bills that you're voting on, if you don't even pay attention to what you vote and just vote Democrat that way and let it go down the ballot itself and just do a Democratic ticket, you don't know what you just voted on. You need to pay attention to everything that you're voting on because it's laws, policies, bills that are on that ticket that you as a citizen of the United States can vote against or for. So I need everybody to understand that. It's not just
okay. So stay ready.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask both of you guys this. So they don't have an extreme violence law in Texas.
Never heard of that in my life.
Yeah, that's not. I'm not laughing at you, but no, like that's not even a.
I'm,
That's not no no no. That's no such
let me
thing as
tell you
that. No,
about
not
Texas.
here.
If I got signs up right now that says no trespassing on my property, trespassers will be violated. And you come on my property, if you do anything out of the normal, like you, okay, if somebody's trying to sell something, that's cool, but if you come on my property without my awareness and anything, and I think you're harming me, I can shoot it. I can shoot you. If you come in, if you step 1 foot in my front door, I can kill you.
Yeah, Texas doesn't have any of that. I mean, like literally, if you're my property, I can't shoot you legally.
Yeah,
Period.
on my property.
Well, here's something else. Well, here's something else you brothers need to hear. Like I said, if let's just say I'm a crook, if I break into your house and let's just say you not there and I slip and fall and I break my arm, I could sue you.
That's any state. That's a federal law.
Yeah, that's liability.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's liability. I'm gonna give you an example. This happened in Texas. It was a zookeeper actually. This happened in Texas in like '96. It was a zookeeper. He had one of his lions or it was tigers that was sick, and he was taking care of it. Had him in his house. Didn't have any signs up. Somebody literally broke in and got mauled by that animal, but they lived. Sued and won millions. So
Wow.
I think that's a part of eminent domain. That is the part, that's why if you have a home, if you do own a home, you need to put up those no trespassing signs. That should be on your property and visible. Make sure it's visible, because if it's not visible, you will be liable. It has to be visible. Yes.
Yeah, he's right because I forget what it's like. There's negligence and liability when it comes to your property,
Yeah.
and it's almost like, say for example, if you had a swing set in your backyard and it was all rusted and falling down, and the neighborhood kids jump over your fence to come and give that swing set and get hurt, you could be sued because you should have seen that kids would want to play on that. It's real. It's real kind of fickle, but yeah, he's right in that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just soaking this all. I'm soaking this all up because this is game to me. Because like I said, after this broadcast, like I said, I'm gonna go on my channel because like I said, I'm gonna write all this down because like I said, I'm about to get this and I'm gonna ride this out to the end. I know eventually I gotta be patient, but I feel like change is needed in California. eh, Like for real, change is just needed. It's just like I feel paralyzed and crippled. Like I don't have the right to defend myself or my family the right way. Because like I said, at the end of the day, you guys, if I'm in a shopping mall and some dudes come in there with some AR-13s and they busting at everybody, well, I don't have the right to I don't have the right to defend myself because at the end of the day, you guys already know you may not have time to wait till the police or the SWAT team or whoever, whatever type of form of law enforcement shows up to get there. You have to react now.
Do you know the average time it takes for a police officer to respond to a call?
I would like to know.
20 minutes max. 20 minutes is the minimum around the time. Sometimes you get faster, but the average time for a police, you call 911, get 911, the dispatcher to call the police and to find the police closest to you and to get to you is about a 20-minute process. Anything can happen in 20 minutes. That is why I'm so strong and strict on people becoming gun owners and using your Second Amendment rights. You don't know what can happen.
Well, this is important because I needed to know that because this is what I'm saying. At the end of the day, you don't have enough time. If you got, 20 minutes, anything could happen. I need for you guys to know this. Stay ready. You might already know, but the other brother didn't know. I was in Las Vegas the night, the night that happened. I'm talking about I was there when that dude like let loose.
Oh wow.
And based off the fact that you said it take 20 minutes for the average officer to respond, and you seen what type of damage that dude did in less than 3 minutes. Dude shot a couple of hundred people, and I'm gonna tell you right now, he took out more than what the report said. I was there. He shot at least 100 and something people, and he killed like at least 60 people. I know they said it was like less than 60 or whatever the case may be. No, I know for a fact. I know for a fact because I was there. I was there when it happened. So that's when, and this is more reason why I'm saying in California, I need to have the right to be able to respond immediately. You don't have 20 minutes. If this dude got some high powered rifle, that dude was shooting all kind of high powered rifles outside of a window. So that just goes to show you right then and there, that dude, before they even got upstairs to the 32nd floor, before the dude took himself out, look how much damage he done in minutes. So you mean to tell me if I have to wait 20 minutes for an officer to show up, do you know how many people could be gone by then or injured? And that's what I'm saying. We're not trying to be cops. We just trying to be able to protect ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And they took that right from us.
I get that. And that's why I'm really preaching to you about the lobbyist group. And look, it don't take much to start a petition. When you start that petition, I'll share it. I will get signatures outside of Texas. All you need, they're not going to look and see where people from. They're just going to see the signatures. They don't care about where those people from. They're going to see those signatures. If you can get those signatures, it's going to help you out a whole lot. And it also starts your process of you going through the proper channels to get with those lobbyists. Or if you don't want to start your lobbyist, get with some lobbyists. Find out who your lobbyist is in your state.
Well, see, that's what I'll talk to Stay Ready about. I wouldn't mind, because I don't know whether I don't know whether the NRA is going to help us with this fight. I was thinking about starting my own Black gun owners chapter. That's what I was thinking about doing.
It is. It's right there, and it's right there in California. Look up NAAGA California. Just look them up, especially on Instagram. That's where
I just want to say that. Yeah, if you look at the chapter in California, that would be a good place to start there, because you're probably going to find a lot of like-minded African American people who probably have some insight to things as well. But guys, you're gonna have to forgive me. I'm gonna have to get off the call. My phone is about to die.
I'll
definitely like to get back.
I really appreciate
you. I definitely appreciate it.
Tell the people how they can follow you.
Yeah, anytime. And if you go to NAAGA, NAGGA.co, you can join membership there. You can find a chapter in your area, like we just was telling him about the one in California. And I am in Houston. If you look up the Henry Flipper, unrelated at all. If you're on Houston NAAGA on Facebook, send us a message and.
Okay. Yeah, man, appreciate that. And stay ready.
Send you guys.
Yeah.
I stay ready. Send me everything. You got the number. Text it to me, because like I said, I'm finna get this movement going, because like I said, I believe that something is coming, and I believe all the brothers and sisters, we need to arm ourselves and protect ourselves at the end of the day, because the way things are looking now, if we ain't prepared, we gonna be, you know what I'm saying? We gonna fall by the waistline. So I just feel like, at least in California, where it's a lot of us at, we need to be ready to protect ourselves at all times. And I don't care who it's against. I don't care if they got a damn badge. Badge or not.
I understand. Believe me, because right now the climate of this world, man, we don't know what's gonna happen, and we don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. We don't know what's gonna happen in the next few days. I don't know what's gonna be next week, next month, next year. It's too much going on, and it's too much unrest and unsettled right here in our own backyard, and not just uh, in Minneapolis. And you got to think about California. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. California always lead the way when it comes to protests. I don't care what nobody says about anything. I don't give a damn where something bad happens. Wherever it happened, anything that's injustice, California is already right there on top of it, protesting, rioting, or whatever. So, you know, right now with everything going on in the world, my biggest thing is I've been preaching, exercising your Second Amendment rights so strong right now that I'm really so focused on it too that I'm not gonna stop with just this. With the past few episodes I've been doing, I'm going to continue to bring y'all this information every chance I get, and I'm gonna keep bringing people on every chance I get. And I know this ain't gonna be the last time Town Business on, because I know every time I can get somebody on to give him some more information, he's gonna be right there rocking with me.
I'm down for this because, like I said, this is important because I'm from the protest capital. I'm from where, like I said, one of the original movements started. Like I say, I'm from where the Black Panther started, the original chapter. Huey Newton, Bobby Seale. So I passed by some of their old like headquarters, some of their old stomping grounds and stuff. I'm from where they filmed that movie, The Mac. So this is what I do. This is what I do. This is what I do. I start movements, and I'm ready because I just thought about this. I say I need to get with my brothers in Houston and Georgia because I'm just looking at what's going on and stuff, and I'm thinking to myself. I thought about the brothers that fell by the waistline. Like I said, the Oscar Grants, the Philantro Castillo, Ahmaud Arbery. If Ahmaud Arbery would have had a gun, he would have been able to protect himself. And the problem is too many people is drawing down on us. No, we not getting the chance. We not getting the chance to get shot a fair one. We getting shot. We getting treated like we animals. So I feel like we should be able to fight back. And I want to teach our brothers and sisters to fight back.
Yeah, shout out to my homeboy Cody Johnson. Used to play professional football with the Chicago Bears and a few other teams, running back. When he go jogging out here, he literally has his pistol on him at all times. Black dude. When he go jogging, he has his pistol on him at all times. He doesn't stop. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't leave his house without it. It's on his person, and he's running with his pistol on. So we need to have. I'm gonna tell you, and when you get those signatures and you get those lobbyists and you get everything going, that's not even just for your state. That's a start. Getting it done in your state will start a chain reaction to get it done in other states. So even though this is the ground level, this is ground zero of getting things started, you can be a bigger movement than what you expecting to be. You're only doing it because of you see the atrocities they're doing to y'all in California. But think about, like I said, the gun laws in Connecticut and New York and New Jersey and Florida and Maine and a lot of those other states. A lot of those states, it ain't really just starting this process right here in California and California and New York. Those laws are known. Everybody knows the gun laws are bad and strict over there. But you forget you got states like Illinois, the gun laws are strict. Connecticut, the gun laws are strict. Florida, they're starting to get strict. Florida used to be as lax as Texas, but they're starting to get strict because of that school shooting. And Maine is strict. You know what I'm saying? People. Indiana has strict gun laws. It's like that, but getting things changed and started in one state can cause a chain reaction to get things started in other states.
Yeah, that's the whole idea. And I noticed all the states that you named, with the exception of Maine and possibly Connecticut, seem to have a lot of us there. And the question I keep asking is, who are you really trying to keep from maintaining weapons? Because every time I look around, it seems like where we at, that's where they put the most loopholes. But if you look around, most of these people that's doing these damages don't look like us. What happened in Florida? That wasn't us. What happened in Colorado at the movie theater? That wasn't us. What happened in Texas at that church? That wasn't us. So, but at the end of the day, it seemed like where we at, see, the thing is the imagery. You know, when you got a white guy that got a gun in his hand, he called an American citizen. When we got guns in our hands, we call drug dealers the thugs. And see, that's the difference. I want to change the image. The same way Jim Bob got a gun in his hand is the same way Joe should be looked upon when he have a gun in his hand. But the thing is, the problem is people panic. They panic when they see us with guns.
So, Town, I'm gonna give you some statistics real quick. And if y'all don't know, this is actual. You can actually look this up. I do it all the time because I just want to prove people wrong. Every time they bring up black on black crime and all that extra shit, I just want people to understand this. When it comes to murders, I ain't gonna even say murders. When it comes to violent crimes, the 236,590 just in the last year was from white people. 151,744 was African Americans. That's just violent crimes alone. That's a statistic people need to understand, but people don't see those numbers because the only thing they put in front of your face on TV is us. They're going to always put us on the front line. You see that number I just gave y'all of violent crimes. If you want to know the total crime rate, just total crimes period, check out this number. 5,626,140 are white crimes. 2,221,697 are black crimes. Now check this out. If that's the case, then why are we 40% of the prison population?
Well, that's pretty much easy to answer. One, some of us don't have the financial capability to get lawyers, and then it's been proven that somebody like us gonna get more time for the same crime committed as a white person. That's been proven time and time again.
But see, I do know that. I know that, but I'm just showing y'all the numbers and why stuff don't make sense. Because Connecticut is actually, if you go to where is ESPN location is? I forgot the name of it. That's actually a predominant.
It's in Connecticut. It's Bridgeport, Connecticut. That's one of their studios. Yeah, they have one in Connecticut. They got one in New York, and they got one in LA, like right behind the Staples Center.
Yeah, the one in Connecticut is a place in Connecticut that's actually predominantly black. There's a lot of black people in Connecticut, but the majority of the black population is in the South, and the South is lax on gun laws because we country. We do hunting and everything else, and we love guns here. We ain't finna let them do that. But man, this was a great bill. It really was. We're gonna have to do this again. I'm gonna try to reach out to that dude in California, man, and get this going for real.
Yeah, because I'm ready. Because at the end of the day, I got people I can line up in California. I mean, I probably could get Fred on board. I can get the Cali Enigma. I can get a couple of other people. I can get some. I got quite a few followers in California. Sure. I can get some. Like I said, we can get this cracking because at the end of the day, we need to make moves now. Since because what I really want to do, stay ready. Since everybody seemed to be so sympathetic for Black Lives Matter, and they supposed to be so sympathetic. Let's take them. Let's put them to the test. Let's see how much you care about us black people. Let's see how much you care. Let's see, do black guns matter? Let's see, do black gun ownership matter? So let's put it. So I feel like this. It's time to strike while the iron is hot, since everybody's supposed to be so moved about what happened with George Floyd and they want to end racism. Okay, well, let's take them to task. Let's take these motherfuckers to task. And that's my idea. That's what I'm gonna do, because I feel like this is time to call they bluffs. And if they don't want to work with us, then at the end of the day, the next step is lawsuits.
Yeah,
That's the next step. Yeah. You don't want to work with us, then we'll see your ass in court. So it's either or. So I'm striking while the iron is hot. It's on 6 right now.
And I'm right
so
there.
You know what I'm saying? It got, you know, I'm old school, stay ready. You know, I put them razor sharp creases in my pants. So you know what I'm saying? I'm striking while the iron is hot.
They got that bottle of Stay Flow sitting by the door.
Real OG shit, man. I told you, man, I don't do no skinny jeans, so I'm OG with my shit. Razor sharp creases all day and all night.
Already, man. Well, man, this was a good build, man. Go ahead and tell the people how they can follow you, because we need everybody to go over to Town, because Town be doing some great builds too. Y'all make sure y'all go chop it up with Town, man. Tell them how they can follow you, Town.
All right, man. I got 2 channels. I got my main channel, Bizness.
Hey, say it again. You broke all the way up.
But we'll do us some videos, right? We'll be talking about this because I'm finna, you know, get some brothers online. But we really push this move in California because
I don't know.
I'm Second Amendment rights for 50 years.
Can you hear me?
So it's time for change.
Can you hear me? Yeah, you broke all the way up. We didn't hear nothing you said.
Oh, okay. Well, well, my channel is Town Bizness Sports and Entertainment. That is my main channel. Once again, Town Bizness Sports and Entertainment. And my other channel is Town Bizness All Media. No Instagram, but it's coming. Once again, Town Bizness Sports and Entertainment.
I need you to get Instagram ASAP. I help you out with it, but you got to get your Instagram.
Yeah, I'm working on that.
Yeah. And man, I appreciate you coming through, man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC, that's Lions Den boxing community. If you didn't know, now you know. Man, make sure y'all like, comment, and share this video to all your social media platforms. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think about this conversation we had tonight. Share this video. I really need y'all to share this video because this information has to get out. I really need everybody to share this video. Share it. I don't care if you share it to Tumblr. I don't give a damn if y'all share this to your favorite porn site. Share this video everywhere. Share it everywhere. Share it to Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. I don't give a damn. Share it. We need all this information out. We need more people to exercise their Second Amendment rights. Make sure if y'all ain't subscribed, anybody in here that's not subscribed, y'all hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you can get the notification every time I go live with a new episode of Trill Talk, No Pillow Talk. Boxing is coming back, so y'all will get some new episodes of Ringside Views as well. So, man, y'all stay tuned. Shout out to Town. I appreciate you coming through, my brother. Shout out to Brandon Countee. I appreciate you coming through. And y'all know what it is. Your boy Mac with Stay Ready Boxing TV with another episode of Trill Talk, No Pillow Talk. It's episode 14, man. Coming with 15 next in a couple of days, actually. I'll give y'all some more information on that throughout the week. Man, I appreciate y'all coming through. And you know what? You know my saying, you ain't got to get ready if you stay ready, man. Peace. Yeah, man.